Hi guys, let's make a quick asymmetrical overlay blouse. If you are new here, my name is Mayowaoye. Please don't forget to tap the subscribe button below your screen and also tap the like button. Thank you. Now let's move straight to today's statement blouse tutorial. So guys, for today's overlay asymmetric blouse with puffy sleeves, full puffy sleeves really, the first thing you need to do is to get your basic bodice pattern, and this is my basic bodice pattern right here. So yeah, you get your full complete basic pattern. So this is it in as a half, and then this is it full. So this, you get your full complete pattern like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw in the shape of neckline I want for my blouse, and for me I want a cano neckline. So right at the shoulders here, I'm going to chop off about 2 inches away from here and also chop off 2 inches away from here. So now I'm going to decide how low I want the depth of my neckline to be. So the depth I want for my cano neckline, and then for me I want about 5 inches. So from the top right here, this is the middle of my pattern here, you know, this is still the middle. So from the top right here, I'm going to measure that 5 inches down. Now I'm going to use my French curve to connect this back to my shoulders, but to make it easy, I'm going to fold this back along the middle here. Then I'll use my French curve to draw the neckline this way. So yeah, this is my cano neckline right here. So I'm just going to use my my tracing wheel to like trace this so that it's going to appear on this other side here, make it like equal and just perfect. So yeah, it's already traced in here. So I'm just going to use my pen to just like follow the traced line. So yeah, this is my full neckline. So everything here is no longer needed. So now I'm going to draw in where I want my asymmetry, where I want it to start from. So right here, you can measure from here or decide to measure from the top, anyway, anyhow you want it. So for me, I'm just going to measure so I'm going to measure 4 inches down from my armhole level here. I'm going to measure it down. So yeah, this is it. So I'm going to measure the same 4 inches again from here down. Then I'll just draw a straight line. So now I'm going to use my French curve to draw a line connecting from here all the way to the edge of my shoulder here. From here, I'll come right here. Now to close up this dart, this is now the shape of my blouse. Everything here is going to be the shape of my blouse. So now to close up this dart right here, I'm going to draw a line from my bust point here to somewhere at my side right here. So yeah, this is it. So I'm going to cut one leg of this dart. I'm going to cut one leg open, and then I'm going to cut this also open to my bust point. Before I cut it and transfer and close this dart, let's first draw in our slash lines, because you know that we are going to be draping our blouse. So to drape it, I'm going to draw in slash lines into this. So I'm going to draw one slash line from here all the way. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like now. So yeah, these are my slash lines right here. This is one right here, this is one here, all the way up, and this is another one. Remember the line I drew here earlier, so I just had to like extend from here to form the second slash line, and then this is the third slash line right here. So now to close up this dart, I'm going to cut one leg of this open like I explained earlier, and then I'm going to start cutting from here, because ignore what I mentioned earlier about cutting from here, because the direction of cutting is supposed to be from here. So I'm going to start cutting from here, this line here, this one here, because yeah, this is to my bust point right here. So and then I'll cut one dart leg also here to my bust point. So ignore what I mentioned earlier about cutting from here. So I'm going to close this part here up. So yeah, this is it taped up, you can see that. So I'm going to start cutting from here all the way till I get to my bust point. So now I'm going to like lift this up and close it here. So I'm going to tape it down, so this dart here will now be here. So yeah, I hope you got the drift. So yeah, that's that. So before I cut the rest of my slash lines out, let me just cut out the outline of my blouse. So you can just add your allowance, so a 1/4 inch to the neckline, 1/2 inch to the shoulders, and then 1/2 inch to the armhole here, 1 inch to the side. So you can just do that and then cut the outline of this. You cut it out. So yeah, this is the outline cut out. So I already added my allowances, 1 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch at the shoulders, and then I added 1/2 inch also, 1 inch at the side. So yeah, now let's continue cutting our slash lines. So I'm just going to cut this, extend this cutting of this all the way here, 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 and stop. So now let's cut the rest. So I'm going to cut this also, then I'll cut the third one here. So yeah, these are my slash lines cut out. So all I have to do now is to just spread it out as much as I want. So I'll spread it out as much as I want, and then I'll cut it out on my fabric. So I hope you got the drift. So now all I have to do is to just spread it out and cut on my fabric. So yeah, this is it spread out. So all I have to do now is to just like fold this way, then fold it this way, then fold it again this way. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So you fold it this way again. See what I did? So normally I will just fold it the way I'll fold it, just in case I want to sew it. So you fold this meets this, and then this meets this, and then this also meets this. So yeah, so you can just use a pen to just connect the lines. So I'm going to cut my paper along this line I drew here. Look at this. So I'm going to cut my paper along this line here. So I hope you got the drift. So this completes it. So I'm going to be using this same pattern to cut both my front and my back, since the blouse is a small overlay. There's no zip at the back, and then the neckline is wide enough for me to wear without having to need a zipper at the back. So yeah, I'm going to use this same pattern to cut both my front and my back. So when I'm cutting this on my fabric, I'll place it this way to cut the front, and when I want to cut the back, I'll just place it this way to cut the back. So place it this way to cut the front, place it this way to cut the front, then to cut the back, just turn it upside down to cut the back, so that you don't have two similar fronts. I hope you got the drift. So yeah, this is it cut out on my fabric. This is the full size, so you can see they both look the same. So yeah, that's that. So now let's move straight to cutting our sleeve. So yeah, for the sleeve, to draft the sleeve, just get your basic sleeve block, and this is mine right here. So decide how long you want the sleeve to be. So for me, I'm using about 28 inches for the length of my sleeve. Then you draw in slash lines into it. So when you draw in slash lines into this, you cut the slash lines and then you spread it out. So that's all you need to do to get your sleeve. And so after drawing in slash lines and cutting it out, your sleeve should look like this. So you can spread it out as much as you want. So please note, this is a miniature one, not like the full size one I was showing you before. So this is a miniature sleeve. So you spread it out how much you want, and it's going to look like this. So pretty much that completes the drafting of the pattern for today's blouse. So let's move straight to sewing. So yeah, this is my cutout piece. So this is a silk fabric. I'm using a silk fabric for this. So yeah, this is the front, this is the lining I'm using. So yeah, and this is the back. It's the same thing with the front. This is the back. It's the same thing with the front, like I mentioned earlier, because I use the same type of pattern. And this is the lining. So now let's move straight to sewing. So to sew this, the first thing I'm going to do is to first turn the neckline of my blouse. So I'm going to place this right sides together, and then I'll sew the neckline by 1/4 inch. So once I'm done, I'll turn it inside out and iron. So I'll do the same also for the back. So let me just do that now. So yeah, this is the neckline done. So this is the right side right here. So I also already did the same also for the back piece. So now the next thing to do is to come right here, this part here. I'm going to like start folding it. Please note that when you're cutting this on your fabric, you notch all of the parts where you're going to fold. So look at it on the pattern. You need to notch this part, you notch this part, you notch this, notch this, notch this, notch this on your fabric, so that you know where to split or fold when you are sewing. So now I'm going to, I already did that on this. So now I'm going to do that. I'm going to start folding, and then I'll fold, and I'll fold this way, and then fold this way. So I hope you got the drift. So I'm also going to do the same for the other side, and then once I'm done folding, I'll stitch it down and then iron. So yeah, and I'm also going to do the same for this also. So you fold, 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 fold. So yeah, that's that. And again, one thing to know, before we start folding this part, like pleating it, we need to place this right sides together. Then we use the lining to turn the hem of our blouse. So you need to turn in the edges of the hem. So before you fold, so you need to, I'm going to do it this way, and then I'll sew by 1/2 inch at the hem right here. So once I'm done, I'll just turn it inside out, and then I'll start folding. So I hope you got the drift of what I just explained. So yeah, these are my pleats. So I folded the pleats of the lining and the fabric separately instead of like together as I was explaining before. So see, I folded the pleats of the lining separately, and the pleats of the actual fabric I also folded it separately. I'm using the bits at the hemline here so that it will be easy for me to like sew the pleats of this, and then I also did the same here, just so that it is easy for me to like close the shoulders later. That is why I folded the pleats separately instead of the way I was showing you earlier. So yeah, that's that for this. So now I'm just going to place this, that is, I'll place it right sides together like this, the front and back. I'll place it right sides together, and then I'll hold this at the middle part here. I hope you can see what I'm doing, so that I can turn the shoulders. So I'm going to sew the shoulders this way, and then I'll sew the lining to this lining also at the shoulders here this way. So yeah, I hope you got the drift of what I just explained. So once I'm done sewing the shoulders here, I'm also going to sew the shoulders also here. I'll place it together exactly the same way I was showing you before. So I'll make sure they both align at the midline here, at the mid part here. Then lining to lining, fabric to fabric, then I'll sew by 1/2 inch this way and this other way. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, this is my shoulder done. You can see shoulder, and then this also done. So pretty much I have to attach my sleeve. This is my sleeve. I have to attach it to this side. So just going to place my sleeve this way, and then I'll sew to the armhole. So yeah, that's that. Once I sew it to the armhole, then I join the side of my blouse. So I'll join the side here, and then I'll join the side also of my sleeve. So after attaching the sleeve, I'll just like join the side here. Hope you can see this. So I'll join the side here, 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 here. So yeah, that's that. So guys, I've attached the sleeve. Look at it. So I already attached it to the armhole. So, and also I've also gone ahead to like hem my sleeve. The hem of my sleeve, I've folded it. So here I'll be attaching an elastic into this to create a puff. So this is the elastic I'm going to be attaching into this. So I'm just going to measure my wrists, and then whatever I get, I'll just like so whatever I get, I'm just going to take about 2 or 3 inches away from it, and that is the elastic I'm going to be cutting for this part. That's how I cut my own elastic for my wrist. If you have another way, you can always do that. So the whole idea is to just have an elastic here to fit your wrist. So pretty much that's that. So once I'm done doing that, I'm just going to like sew the sides. So like I was explaining earlier, so I just sew the sides all the way till the end here, and pretty much that's that. So this is one side of my blouse, this is another side of my blouse overlay, and this is the both side that I'll be attaching to this part. So you can cut this at any width or length you want. So for me, I have about 6 inches this way and about 30 inches this way. So I'm just going to, I also ironed on interfacing or stay on top of this just to give it some structure. So now I'm just going to sew this, and then I'll sew it round, then turn it inside out just to close up the edges. So this is the second both side right here. I'm also going to do the same thing. So once I'm done, I'm going to have something like this, and then I'll be attaching one part of the both side. I'll be attaching one part here, and the other part I'll be attaching it. I'll attach one part of the both side here. So if this is my completed both side, I'm going to attach one part here this way, and then I'll sew down so this comes this way, and then I'll attach the other part, the other both side, this one, I'll attach it here, and then I'll sew down so the two meets up this way. So I hope you got the drift. So the two meets up this way. So I hope you got the drift. So I'm just going to do all of that now, and then I'll show you what the final look of my blouse is going to look like. And this is my completed asymmetrical blouse overlay. So this is my both side. All I have to do is to just see, I've already fixed it. So all I have to do now is to just tie it here. And that completes. So yeah, that completes our statement blouse, asymmetrical statement blouse overlay. So pretty much